Why is it that the people we consider geniuses, the chess grandmasters, the surgeons, the athletes who seem almost superhuman, almost all share one strange habit? They actively seek out the thing the rest of us spend our entire lives running from. They go looking for mistakes, not by accident, on purpose. And what's happening inside their brains when they do it is so counterintuitive that once you understand it, you may never feel the same way about being wrong again. Here's the thing nobody told you in school. Your brain doesn't actually learn very much when you get something right. When you nail an answer on the first try, the neural pathway that produced it barely changes. It was already strong enough to win. There's no signal telling your brain to adapt, to rewire, to grow. Success on a biological level is almost silent, but a mistake is loud. The moment you get something wrong, and crucially, the moment you find out you got it wrong, your brain releases a burst of activity that scientists can actually watch on a screen. There's a specific electrical signal, fired from a region just behind your forehead, that appears within a quarter of a second of an error. It's faster than conscious thought. You don't decide to notice your mistake. Your brain notices before you do. Researchers call it the error-related negativity, and it is quite literally the sound of your brain getting ready to change. And here is where it gets fascinating. Studies tracking that signal found something that splits people into two groups. In some people, the error signal fires, and then a second signal follows, a wave of attention, the brain leaning in, getting curious about what just went wrong. Those people improve fast. In other people, the error fires and the brain flinches away, shuts down, looks at something else. And those people doing the exact same task barely improve at all. Same mistake, same biology in the first instant, completely different outcome. The difference wasn't talent. It was whether the brain stayed in the room with the error or fled from it. Think about what that means. The raw ability to learn from being wrong is sitting inside all of us, firing automatically every single time. The only variable is whether we let ourselves look. And most of us from the time we were small were trained to flinch. Red ink on the page, the sting of being called on and getting it wrong in front of everyone. We learned that mistakes are threats to be hidden, not data to be studied. And in learning that, we quietly switched off the most powerful upgrade system the human brain has. There's a beautiful piece of research on this involving difficult test questions. People were given questions so hard they were almost guaranteed to guess wrong, and then shown the correct answer. You'd think guessing wrong first would just plant the wrong answer deeper. The opposite happened. The people who guessed and failed before seeing the answer remembered the correct information dramatically better than people who were simply handed the answer to study. The act of being wrong, of reaching, missing, and feeling that gap, carved the right answer in deeper than getting it handed to you ever could. The struggle wasn't wasted effort before the learning. The struggle was the learning. This is why the experts go hunting for errors. A chess master replays their losses, not their wins, searching for the exact move where everything turned. A scientist designs experiments specifically hoping to break their own theory, because a theory that survives an attack is worth more than one that was never tested. They've figured out something the rest of us resist with everything we have, that the fastest way forward is to deliberately walk toward the edge of what you can do, where mistakes are guaranteed. Not the comfortable middle where you succeed easily and learn nothing. The trembling edge where you fail constantly and your brain lights up like a city at night. And there's one more layer to this, and it might be the most important. The emotion you attach to a mistake changes what your brain does with it. When an error triggers shame, that hot, sinking feeling, your stress response floods in and actually narrows your ability to take in new information. The very moment you most need to learn, panic slams the window shut. But when you can meet an error with curiosity instead of dread, when I got it wrong becomes, interesting, why? The window stays open. Same mistake. Two completely different futures decided by nothing but how you chose to feel about it. So the people who seem to learn faster than everyone else aren't necessarily smarter. They've just stopped treating their errors as evidence that something is wrong with them and started treating them as the single richest source of information they have. They've made friends with the feeling the rest of us run from, which leaves you with a question worth sitting with. If your brain only truly changes in the moments you get things wrong, if every mistake is your nervous system reaching for an upgrade, then how many chances to grow have you thrown away, simply because you were never taught that the worst feeling in the room was actually the most valuable one?